there are certain rules. Whenever I give time to think or time to brainstorm, okay, everyone is going to think. Second important thing is, well, you have to divide your page A4 sheets into 2/3 part and 1/3 part. 1/3 part is where you'll be writing whatever comes to your mind. जो thinking process होने वाला है, that is going to be in 1/3 part. 2/3 part is where I'm going to teach you. चलेगा? Things are clear. Certain basic instructions. Next important instruction is we are going to interlink so many topics in one sessions. अगर हम GS2 से start कर रहे हैं, but we'll not restrict ourselves only to GS2. अगर हमें GS4 का भी कोई topic लेने की जरूरत पड़े, which is closely linked to this topic, we'll certainly take it. So our main focus would be GS2, but simultaneously we'll be covering GS3 का कोई topic अगर आ रहा है side by side, उसके interlinkages भी हम करेंगे. GS4 के भी interlinkages करेंगे. चलेगा? क्लियर है? ये चीजें क्लियर है? चलेगा? So this is the main input of this batch. नोट्स जितना बनाओगे उतना हेल्पफुल रहेगा ये प्रोग्राम. नोट्स सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोसेस है एंड ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करना. Whenever I give you time to think, you have to think. No matter आपको initially 0 points है, but slowly after 10th lecture आप you will be getting so many points. You will have points in your brain. ठीक है? Next important thing is reading every day. Give 10 minutes to read syllabus. Why did I tell you to bring a copy of your, what do you say, is you have to read your syllabus every day for 10 minutes every day, and I'll tell you why it would benefit you in the future. Lekin every day make it a habit. 10 minutes early, start your day with reading the syllabus, every point, right from GS1 to GS4. ठीक है? So this are few of the important instructions you need to follow. You have to trust the process. अगर process सही रहेगा तो result आएगा. If you see recent NCRB report, if you see recent events which has happened, we have seen that our criminal justice system has been degrading. And that has impacted our democracy in a major way. ठीक है? So this is the core theme, and we'll start our topic around this, and you should follow the theme. ठीक है? So basically, I just wanted to give you brief inputs with respect to that. In a democracy, the most important pillar of democracy is justice. What justice says is everyone is treated fairly, equally, and next important thing is they have equal access to fair and impartial legal system. You have to write as I say. Okay? So the most important pillar of democracy is justice. Any society which cannot ensure justice cannot have a functional democracy, or slowly the democracy would vanish if we are not having a justice system. Okay? And why justice? And what is basically what we are trying to achieve through justice is everyone have equal rights, everyone is treated equally in front of the law, and everyone gets fair and equitable access to legal system. ठीक है? ये सबसे important है. Now you should understand, if you want to ensure justice, what we need to have is strong system, and that is in the form of criminal justice system. Now you take a minute and try to define what is criminal justice system. Take a minute. Everyone is going to think, what do you understand by criminal justice system? ठीक है? Everyone is going to think, what do you understand by criminal justice system? Everyone think. जो 1/3 part है, there you have to think. No one is going to write, as I have told in the first part, no one is going to write until I tell you to write. You have to write in your paper. You have to think. If you write in the comment section, you will be hampering others thinking. So basically, criminal justice system is basically, it's a system of two things. It's a system of government institutions plus legal framework. So basically it's what? It's government institution plus legal framework, and ultimately the aim of this is to, which works towards, or the aim of this criminal justice system is to work towards prevention of crime, लिख के लो, prevention of crime, ensuring fair and free trial, quick delivery of justice, quick delivery of justice. Next is protection of victim. Protection and rehabilitation of victim. Correct yourself. Protection and rehabilitation of the victim. ठीक है? Victim and vulnerable section. ठीक है? So that is the main aim of, that is the actual definition or aim of criminal justice system. Basically, it's a framework, it's a system of government institutions plus legal framework, which aims towards ensuring free and fair trial, quick delivery of justice, prevention of crime, protection and rehabilitation of victim and vulnerable section. So हमें ये definition automatically आना चाहिए जब भी हम criminal justice system. And why I'm taking this topic, if you have seen recent incidents, I'll share certain facts also. Why our system is degrading. I'll share it with facts. If you see recent Atiq Ahmed, he was killed in police protection. The number of encounters which we are seeing. Secondly, the crime rate is close to 445 crimes per lakh population, which is one of the highest across the world. So examples also show that our criminal justice system is degrading. ठीक है? Degrading. अब इसमें institutions कौन से आएंगे? As I told you, it's legal framework and institution. Institution में क्या आएगा? Judiciary, police, prison and prosecutors. ये चारों important है. If you see GS2 syllabus, सारे involved है. If you see GS2 syllabus, ये सारे points covered. That's why we need to study this. That's why we need to study this topic. And once we study this topic, indirectly we'll be covering everything. Issues with judiciary, police, prison, prosecutors, सब कुछ हम cover करें. ठीक है? ठीक है? Everyone's getting it? Give me thumbs up so that I'm able to understand. Legal front में what we have is IPC, CRPC, Indian Evidence Act and state laws. Forgive me for my handwriting, but ensure कीजिए. Slowly, initial part में हम slow जाएंगे, लेकिन as we move forward, our speed would increase and आपकी भी speed बढ़ेगी. ठीक है? ठीक है? ठीक है? ठीक है? Everyone, give me thumbs up अगर आपको यहां तक समझ आया. ठीक है? Another important, you should also know that criminal justice system का other aim क्या है? Is to hold accountable criminals को accountability ensure करना of persons who are involved. And secondly, dispute resolution में भी this system plays an important part. ठीक है? ठीक है? चलेगा? Everyone is there with me? Give me thumbs up so that I understand that you are there with me and we'll work together. ठीक है? Next is, why do you think our criminal justice system is degrading? Certain facts you need to write. According to NCRB report, कौन सा report? Crime in India. हमेशा whenever you're writing about any report, मतलब any data facts, you should have certain facts. Crime in India report that the number of rape cases has increased by 13%. Kidnapping has increased by 20%. Cyber crimes have increased by 6%. Economic offenses has increased by 19%. ठीक है? And on the other hand, as I told you, the सबसे important fact कौन सा है? ये आपने लिख लिया, rape, kidnapping, cyber crimes and economic offenses 19% से increase हुआ है compared to last year. Next is another important thing which you should know is crimes in India as the fact as I told you, close to 445 crimes per lakh population हो रहे हैं इंडिया में, which is one of the highest according to NCRB report. This is also NCRB. The number of crimes are also increasing, but our conviction rate is one of the lowest. Conviction rate is one of the lowest. Conviction rate is one of the lowest. If you see murder, the conviction rate is 42%. Rape 28%. 28%. Economic offense is only 30%. 30%. 30%. So imagine if someone is involved in any crime, अगर उसका conviction हो ही नहीं रहा है, would that create a deterrence? Would that create a deterrence? Would that create a deterrence? नहीं, क्योंकि conviction ही नहीं हो रहा है. Imagine you cross a red signal 100 times and you are caught only once. Would there be a deterrence? नहीं होगा, क्योंकि you know only once I'll be caught. Once I'll be caught. If you cross for 100 times illegally the red signal on the road, and if you're caught 100 times, क्या होगा? Next time will you do that? You will not do that. There will be deterrence. लेकिन इंडिया में क्या हो रहा है? People are committing crimes and there is no deterrence. They are not getting, वो conviction rate ही इतना poor है. And there are multiple reasons behind this. ठीक है, तो ये एक important है, ये एक important part है आपको. Next is, you should know the ultimate aim of criminal justice system is also rehabilitation of the criminals. But what has been rehabilitation of the criminals and the innocents are not faultly imprisoned. अभी 71% है under trials. 70% under trials in our prison, 71% are under trials. 71%. ठीक है, ये एक इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट आपको पता चाहिए, एक इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट. ठीक है, अकॉर्डिंग टू NHRC रिपोर्ट 655 police encounters have death because of police encounters have happened between 2017 and 2022. 667. So basically what is happening is, once you have ineffective criminal justice system, what happens is there is low conviction rate, and once there is low conviction, there is no deterrence. There is no deterrence, and this pushes further crimes. This pushes further crimes when you do not have deterrence. When you do not have deterrence. Here you should know about an important syndrome, that is broken window syndrome. Does anyone know what is broken window syndrome? Broken window syndrome. Does anyone know broken window syndrome? ठीक है, इंडिया में क्या हो रहा है? We are close to this syndrome. So basically it's a criminological concept which suggests that signals of disorder and neglect in community further leads to increase in crimes and antisocial behavior. Signals of disorder and neglect in community further leads to crime and antisocial activities. So if you have a bungalow where one of the window is broken, and if it is broken, if it is closed, if it's someone is not staying, and if one of the window is broken, and it is broken for many days, what happens is, next time a certain other person would try to throw a stone on the other window, because here we have not taken action. What we need is zero tolerance policy. Zero tolerance policy. ठीक है, zero tolerance policy. So understood. ठीक है, ये एक important है. तो coming back to see, you've understood what is criminal justice system, what are its pillars or what are its institutions. हमने data देखा. You have written all the data. One of the important data you should know is, because of poor criminal justice system, there's lot of pendency of cases. Close to 4.7 crore cases are pending in various courts. 4.7 crore cases. So this all figure shows that our criminal justice system is degrading. A rule of law index के हिसाब से our rank is 77th across the world. 77th rank. 77, which is very low, which is very low, which is very low. ठीक है? So this I gave you a fact कि डेटा से मैंने बताया कि क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम इन इंडिया इज डिग्रेडिंग. टेल मी, अब रीजंस हम कब देखेंगे? रीजंस नेक्स्ट लेक्चर से देखेंगे, बिकॉज देयर आर मल्टीपल रीजंस एट ईच लेवल. देयर आर मल्टीपल रीजंस एट ईच लेवल व्हाई वी हैव क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम. हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में जब हम टॉपिक्स लेंगे तो देयर यू विल गेट एन आइडिया फॉर एवरी रीजन. हम एकदम डिटेल में जाएंगे, क्योंकि रीजंस जब हमने देखा कि इसमें इंस्टीट्यूशंस एंड लीगल फ्रेमवर्क दोनों है, तो इंस्टीट्यूशंस के क्या रीजंस है, लीगल फॉर्मेट में क्या इश्यूज है, हम आगे देखेंगे. हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में जब हम टॉपिक्स को मतलब अनवाइंड करेंगे तो देयर यू विल गेट एन आइडिया. तो अभी हमने क्या देखा कि व्हाट इज क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम, व्हाट इज द एम ऑफ क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम, व्हाई आई थिंक इट इज डिग्रेडिंग. ठीक है? नाउ यू हैव टू टेल मी, you have to think for next 3 minutes, what is the impact of poor criminal justice system. What is the impact of poor criminal justice system? Everyone is going to think for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Everyone. So this process of brainstorming is the most important, where you have to think. सोचो आप and try to think from multi-dimensional perspective, right from GS1 to GS4. That's why I've told you to take a printout. जब भी पॉइंट्स नहीं समझ आए, सामने वो रखा, चेक किया कि कुछ आ रहा है पॉइंट्स. Please do not write. Please do not. What would be the impact of poor criminal justice system? I can give you a hint. There could be political impact, there could be social impact, there could be economic impact. Right. सबसे important है, the simplest one would be economic impact. Economic impact. Would it affect our investment into our country if our justice system is not able to deliver quick justice? If there are crimes in our society, definitely it would affect investment, it would affect FDIs. Definitely. हमारा टूरिज्म अफेक्ट होगा क्या? डेफिनेटली हमारा टूरिज्म अफेक्ट होगा. हमारे रेवेन्यूज कम हो गए क्या? टैक्स रेवेन्यूज, डेफिनेटली आवर टैक्स रेवेन्यूज वुड decrease if we do not have strong criminal justice system. Do we have brain drain because of poor, why people are flying India. If you have seen recent report, maximum number of Indians are trying to take foreign citizenship, and one of the reason is they do not find India safe because of crime, rising crimes up in the society. ठीक है, ठीक है. See, next is what could be the social impact. Social impact, ठीक है. Would it affect, it would disrupt our social fabric, our social fabric. It would further lead to rise of crimes because it is not creating deterrence. It is not creating deterrence. It is not creating deterrence. It would affect harmony. And who are the worst people affected? The worst affected would be vulnerable section. They would be further affected because the cost of judiciary in India is very high. If justice is not delivered in time, justice delayed is justice denied. So definitely it would affect vulnerable section, and it would affect social justice. It would affect social justice. Social justice. Next is, what would be the political impact? Political impact. See, imagine you are living in a country where your criminal justice system is not effective. What would happen is your trust on democracy would definitely decrease. Once the trust on democracy decreases, what would happen is voting percentage definitely कम हो जाएगा. Percentage. Trust on democracy खत्म हो गया. क्या हो गया? Non-state actors would rise. You must have seen in UP, Raja Bhaiya. There's so many places where in villages also, people go to Khap Panchayats, they go to non-state actor for justice, for quick delivery of justice. In Maharashtra also, in Thane district, we had a important personality. People used to go there and ask for quick justice. Why? Because we have poor criminal justice system. There's so many cases pending for years. Very good. There would be criminalization of politics. There would be criminalization of politics. There would be criminalization of politics. There would be mobocracy. People take law in their hands. You must have seen this example. People take law in their hands because they do not see a solution. They want quick solution. And what happened in Atiq Ahmed case, though he was the most, he was a criminal. But what people did was, few people did what? Directly tried to give him a justice. Mobocracy. Another impact is judicial impact. Trust on judiciary definitely कम होगा. Because of criminal justice system, हमारा क्या हो रहा है? Pendency of cases हो रहा है. Pendency of cases. 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 Non-state actors बढ़ रहा है. Rise of non-state actors. Rise of non-state actors. Non-state actors. Non-state actors. Rise of non-state actors. ठीक है. So now you have understood कि impact क्या हो सकता है and why it is one of the most important thing which we need to focus on. ठीक है. Before that, as I told you, एक तो है कि 3 things you need to understand. Criminal justice system is like a drug. It's like a medicine. Do not take in the terms of it's like a medicine. Medicine to deal with crimes. But you need to understand society के perspective से you first need to understand यार crimes क्यों हो रहे हैं इंडिया में इतने. So think for 3 minutes, what are the reasons for crimes in India? Rising number of crimes in India. Very good, Dikshant. Psychological impact on women हो रहा है because they think justice cannot be delivered. What they will do is they do not come out with respect to their crimes committed against them. Women stay mum because they think they would not get justice. The reported number of cases say at least there would be 2 times more cases with respect to exploitation of women and rape cases. But they think कि justice nahi milega, it would take long years. You must have heard about Lalu Prasad Yadav. There was a fodder scam case which happened 30 years and he got a justice in just before matlab, after 30 years. What is the kind of use of that kind of justice? ठीक है? Next is everyone is going to think for 3 minutes. What are the rising reasons for? So reasons अगर हमें समझ गए, we cannot have a symptomatic treatment always. We need to deal with the cause. Crimes सबसे important है. Why crimes are in India rising? अगर आप ये इस पर सोच पाए, डेफिनेटली यू विल गेट एन एडवांटेज. ये सोसाइटी के पर्सपेक्टिव से सोचो, सोसाइटी के पर्सपेक्टिव से सोचो. ठीक है, सोसाइटी के पर्सपेक्टिव से आपको पता चाहिए. क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, क्राइम्स इन इंडिया राइजिंग, व्हाई? मैंने फैक्ट्स बता दिया. ठीक है, एवरीवन, नो वन इज गोइंग टू राइट, नो वन इज गोइंग टू राइट, एवरीवन इज गोइंग टू थिंक. ठीक है, व्हाई? सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है, इफ यू सी इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स, हाई अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट, पॉवर्टी, limited employment opportunities, economic deprivation, everything pushes the individuals or young individuals towards crime. ठीक है, ठीक है, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट. नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इज social reasons, socio-economic inequality, lack of education, breakdown of family structure, unplanned haphazard urbanization, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज इंस्टीट्यूशनल फैक्टर्स भी है. इंस्टीट्यूशनल में डेफिनेटली यू कैन राइट आवर मेन टॉपिक, दैट इज पुअर क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट एबल टू डेवलप. डिटरेंस नहीं हो रहा, डिटरेंस डेवलप नहीं हो रहा, डिटरेंस डेवलप नहीं हो रहा, डिटरेंस डेवलप नहीं हो रहा. क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम में इसमें सब कुछ आएगा, पुलिस, जुडिशरी, एवरीवन. Next is another important, the aim of our criminal justice system is retributive criminal justice system. The ultimate aim of criminal justice system should be rehabilitation also of the criminals, or reformative criminal justice system chahiye. Rather than rehabilitative, you can write reformative. Our policies have failed with respect to criminal justice system. Our focus was on retributive, but what we need to do is reformative. Next is social. Mein you can also write rising individualism. ठीक है, ठीक है. Caste-based discrimination and patriarchy has been also one of the reasons. Caste-based discrimination and patriarchy. Rise of drug abuse in India, another important reason. पॉलिटिकल रीजन में पोलराइजेशन ऑफ कम्युनिटीज फॉर वोट बैंक पॉलिटिक्स, पोलराइजेशन, फेक न्यूज, डेफिनेटली rise of crimes in India, फेक न्यूज वन ऑफ द मेजर, और टेक्नोलॉजिकल बोल सकते हो, टेक्नोलॉजिकल रीजंस में भी फेक न्यूज को डाल सकते हो. Influence of media and entertainment, which type of web series we are liking, कौन से, अगर आप देखोगे पिछले 3 सालों में कौन से वेब सीरीज आए इंडिया में, कैन यू नेम फ्यू ऑफ देम, एंड what is the core theme around which it is? Definitely our media, films have a huge impact on our society. मिर्जापुर, असुर आपने देखा होगा, if anyone has seen असुर, everything is linked to that. Is also one of the important things, that is also one of the important glorification of crimes. What a very good point, Dr. Shashank. Patal Lok again, see, ठीक है, are you able to link? And another important thing is lack of, ये सबसे important, lack of awareness and social responsibilities among individuals and citizens. Why do I, मतलब one of the reasons why I do not go to Delhi is, मतलब I find it very difficult to adjust to the situation. ठीक है, people do not have awareness about their rights, about their responsibilities, about their duties. There is ethical and moral illiteracy, ethical and moral illiteracy among citizens. ठीक है, होप यू हैव गॉट एन आइडिया कि हम हाउ डिड वी स्टार्ट, मतलब ठीक है. अब हम जो क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम के रीजंस एंड सॉल्यूशंस आगे देखने वाले, बिकॉज वी आर गोइंग टू टेक एवरी पिलर ऑफ क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम, वी आर गोइंग टू डील विद इट्स the issues associated with that reason and solution. So reasons and solution will do in subsequent lectures, लेकिन overall broader picture आपको पता चाहिए. Crimes in India majorly society driven question आ सकता है, ऐसे आ सकता है. So whenever you are thinking about any topic, you do not restrict yourself. You have to think in a multidimensional perspective. अब मैं जब बोलूंगा कि मतलब we'll come to point, and we'll also look into what are the measures suggested by various committees, जैसे मल्लिमत कमेटी का रिपोर्ट क्या था, recent initiatives taken by government of India with respect to interoperable criminal justice system. ये धीरे-धीरे सब कुछ कवर होगा. Do not try to jump in, एक ही लेक्चर में सर सब कुछ कवर कर दो. Slowly you'll get an idea. We have started with simple topics so that you get an idea. ठीक है? Everyone is there with me? Do not leave the session. It's important to be there, क्योंकि जो thinking process है ना, slowly आपको एग्जाम में याद आएगा. अगर आपको 10 में से अगर 3 भी पॉइंट्स आ रहे हैं ना, जब आप मिस्टेक्स करते हो, नए कुछ सीखते हो, 7 पॉइंट्स would directly they would go into your brain. Next time मीडिया, फिल्म्स, ग्लोरिफिकेशन ऑफ क्राइम्स थ्रू वेब सीरीज, ये डेफिनेटली पॉइंट आएगा, क्योंकि आपने सोचा नहीं था. एंड जब आप कोई मिस्टेक करते हो तो डेफिनेटली आएगा, नेक्स्ट टाइम एग्जाम में आएगा. एंड ये पॉइंट्स ये सिर्फ GS 2 से नहीं है, GS 4 का भी लिंकेजेस, GS 1 का भी लिंकेजेस. व्हाट वी फाइंड इज एथिकल एंड मोरल insensitivity among citizens. So everyone who is there with me, give me thumbs up so that we move forward in our lecture. चलेगा? everyone ठीक है? KGF वेरी गुड. पुष्पा, डेफिनेटली क्वेश्चन आ सकता है इसके अराउंड, डेफिनेटली क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. None of the young children's, if you see from class 2 to class 5, if you see reels, none of them is about a फ्रीडम फाइटर मूवमेंट, एवरीथिंग इज अबाउट पुष्पा, डरेगा नहीं. Where we are taking our society, where we are taking our society. ठीक है, you need to understand what is happening through social media. ठीक है, everyone is there with me? चले, let's move. So as I told you, one of the major reasons, one of the major impacts of poor criminal justice system is pendency of cases. As rightly said by William Gladstone, justice delayed is justice denied. Justice delayed is justice denied. Justice delayed is, ठीक है, justice delayed is justice denied. ठीक है. So now what you need to think is, one of the impact, as I told you, मतलब impact of poor criminal justice system, जब हमने देखा judicial impact में देखा, 2 impacts है. Trust on judiciary would decrease, and second and most important is there will be pendency of cases. ठीक है, so you have to tell me reasons for pendency of cases in India. Reasons for pendency of cases. Think for 3 minutes, everyone. ठीक है. William Gladstone. ठीक है. Reasons for pendency of cases in India. Think, everyone is going to think. No one is going to leave, everyone is going to be there every day. We'll revise in the end also, but I want everyone to be there till then. And after the lecture, everyone has to share their notes to me on this number. ठीक है, everyone. After the lecture, you have to solve 2 questions which we would upload. Try to solve it. We'll be giving model answers also. Start effort. This Sunday, we'll be having session about how to write GS2 answers by a UPSC topper who has cracked 3 times. He'll give detailed structure. He'll be discussing PYQs also. Do not worry. Everything is planned for you. Initial few days, try to write an answer. We'll also guide you. लेकिन Sunday से we'll be having, Sunday में we have an important session this Sunday. ठीक है? ठीक है. Two third, 1/3 हमेशा, I need not repeat, 1/3 में write your points. ठीक है. सी, जब भी हम पेंडेंसी ऑफ केसेस की बात करेंगे, यू नीड टू हैव डेटा. इंट्रोडक्शन डेटा से ही होगा. अकॉर्डिंग टू नेशनल जुडिशियल डेटा ग्रिड, जब भी हम जुडिशरी का डेटा लिखेंगे, यू हैव टू राइट दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. जब भी हम बाकी क्राइम्स की बात करेंगे, हम एनसीआरबी का नाम लेंगे. ठीक है, डेटा 19-20 हो सकता है, बट यू हैव टू यूज द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. अकॉर्डिंग टू नेशनल जुडिशियल डेटा ग्रिड, 4.7 crore cases are pending in court. across various courts. 4.7. Majority 87% are in subordinate courts. 12% in high courts and remaining in Supreme Court. ठीक है. Second important fact you should know is subordinate court में there are 1.1 lakh cases which are pending for 30 years, more than 30 years. High court में there are 72,000 cases which are pending for more than 30 years. 30 years. Can you imagine? 30 years. Not just number of cases, but the time taken is also huge. The time taken. So it's important that justice, matlab, what we have is pendency also and delay also. ठीक, दोनों factors बहुत danger है. And what we have been, मतलब why we have this case is because our case clearance rate, this fact you should write. जब भी हम pendency of case की बात करते हैं, it's less than 100%. Case clearance rate क्या बोलता है कि if in a year we have 100 new cases, how many cases previous हमारे solve हो रहे हैं. इंडिया में क्या है, this figure varies. It is between 80 to 90% across various courts. तो क्या हो रहा है, 100 नए केसेस आ रहे हैं लेकिन कितने सॉल्व हो रहे हैं, प्रीवियस 80 to 90 ही हो रहे हैं. तो इफेक्टिवली 10 एडिशनल केसेस का नया बर्डन कोर्ट्स पर आ रहा है. तो हमारा केस क्लियरेंस रेट हैज बीन वेरी पुअर. दिस इज ऑल्सो नोन एज स्लो मोशन सिंड्रोम भी बोलते हैं इसको, स्लो मोशन सिंड्रोम. ठीक है. अकॉर्डिंग टू पीआरएस, वन मोर इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट इज पीआरएस सेड कि 2017 से 2022 तक what we have seen is close to 27% rise in cases. 27% rise in cases. 27% rise in cases. And you should also know that there has been various Supreme Court judgments. आपको नाम पता चाहिए. Judgments such as, कौन से judgments हैं? First is Babu Singh versus State of UP. Which said that speedy justice or speedy trial is a part of social justice. Next, उसके बाद करतार सिंह versus State of Punjab, which said speedy justice or speedy trial is a part of fundamental right. कौन से right? Right to life and liberty. 21. Article 21. ये आपको मेंशन करना है हमेशा. बाबू सिंह वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ यूपी, करतार सिंह वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब. दोनों जजमेंट्स आपको लर्न चाहिए. यू शुड नो दिस इंपॉर्टेंट जजमेंट्स. ठीक है. नाउ कमिंग बैक टू द रीजंस. वन सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है, वेकेंसीज भी बहुत ज्यादा. वेकेंसीज नॉट जस्ट इन पुलिस बट ऑल्सो इन जुडिशरी. पुलिस में what UN says is we need to have 222 police per lakh population. 222 ये यूएन ने दिया है. दिस शुड बी हमारा आइडियल. इंडिया में कितना है, 192 सैंक्शन स्ट्रेंथ है, बट एक्चुअल कितने हैं, 154. तो हमारा क्या है, ऑलरेडी हमारा सैंक्शन स्ट्रेंथ कम है एंड वेकेंसी और एक्चुअल नंबर में कितना है, 154 पुलिस पर्सनल पर लाख पॉपुलेशन. तो यहां वेकेंसी है, कितना वेकेंसी, क्लोज टू 20% वेकेंसी. 20%. जुडिशरी में भी व्हाट वी हैव सीन इज 29.7% high court seats are vacant. And the subordinate courts में it is close to 21% vacancy. ये facts आपको पता चाहिए. ये कहां से लिए मैंने facts, ये दो vacancy वाले facts is from India Justice Report 2022. ठीक है. सेकेंड इंपॉर्टेंट रीजन इज आर्केक लॉस. हम आगे देखेंगे इसके बारे में, आर्केक लॉस. ठीक है. आर्केक लॉस. ठीक है. थर्ड इंपॉर्टेंट इज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ब्लेम्स इट्स ऑन frequent adjournment of case by lawyers. Frequent adjournment of cases of trial by frequent adjournment of trial by lawyers, one of the important. ठीक है, ठीक है. Lack of penetration of ADRs, ADR का penetration नहीं है, so everyone goes to court. There should be an alternative dispute resolution system which is present in other countries. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. Poor infrastructure, both police and judiciary का. Lower judiciary do not have staff. Poor infrastructure, both human infrastructure and physical infrastructure in lower judiciary and police. Poor quality of public prosecutors. Public prosecutors हम आगे देखेंगे कि what are the issues with public prosecutors. They frequently rely on adjournments. ठीक है. Rising number of PILs, lack of judicial accountability. There's no accountability with respect to judiciary. Why there is pendency of cases? Why we have so many holidays? ठीक है, ठीक है. And what another important reason is, मतलब we do not have a national litigation policy नहीं है. We have been developing it because government is a major litigant in most of the cases. Almost 60-70% में government is a litigant, and government do not have a policy how to deal with litigations. So we do not have a proper policy. And what we have done is, with respect to laws also, what we have done is we have piecemeally reformed our laws, archaic laws. हमने हर बार amendment लाए, criminal law में amendment. We have not reformed it. There's been a strong demand for reform, complete reform of archaic laws, जो हम आगे lectures में देखेंगे, लेकिन एक important है. Important. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. You can write these points. ठीक है. Steps क्या लिए गवर्नमेंट ने? Steps. What steps government has taken with respect to dealing with this problems? ठीक है. What steps government has taken? What steps government has taken? Government has adopted various e-governance measures such as e-court to reduce paperwork. Government has adopted LIMS, Legal Information Management Briefing System. So basically earlier क्या होता था, अगर कोई एक इशू है with respect to a forest land, तो ये मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ट्राइबल्स के पास जाएगा, फिर एनवायरमेंट मिनिस्ट्री के पास जाएगा, फिर फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री के पास जाएगा, फिर से फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री कुछ उनके पॉइंट्स फैक्ट्स बोलेंगे, फिर से द फाइल यूज्ड टू जस्ट मूव अराउंड डिफरेंट मिनिस्ट्रीज. अब क्या कर दिया है, any file which is where government is a litigant would be played on a e platform, and different ministry would have access to it, so that we are able to deal with the case in a quicker format. LIMS. We have given access to the poor through telelaws and Nyay Mitras. ठीक है. Next is, we have been promoting ADRs in the form of Lok Adalat, Lok Adalats, fast track, Lok Adalats हो गया, through Arbitration and Conciliation Act, through tribunals, to deal with deficiency in infrastructure. We have to ensure that there is interoperability between various pillars of criminal justice system. We have interoperable criminal justice system which has been developed by Ministry of Home Affairs, so that everyone comes on a single platform. It includes e-court, e-prison, प्रोसिक्यूशन, ठीक है, सब कुछ एक जगह पर आया। नेक्स्ट इज व्हाट वी हैव इज नेशनल मिशन फॉर जस्टिस डिलीवरी एंड लीगल रिफॉर्म्स, ठीक है, which focuses on computerization of courts, increase in the strength of subordinate judiciary, increase in the strength of subordinate judiciary, re-engineering court procedures, re-engineering court procedures, re-engineering court procedures, re-engineering court procedures. We've also established fast track courts, fast track courts, fast track courts. ठीक है, फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट्स, फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट्स, फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट्स, ठीक है, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट्स। ये फ्यू ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट मेजर्स है, बट व्हाट नीड्स टू बी डन ये आपको पता चाहिए। वे फॉरवर्ड में वी नीड टू फिल द वैकेंसीज। सेकेंडली जुडिशियल मेजर्स में fill the vacancies. Second is we need to increase our investment into judicial infrastructure. Abhi we are spending close to 0.09% on judicial infrastructure. We need to increase that spending. We need to have judicial accountability with respect to pendency of cases. Pendency of cases. We need to improve our functioning of lower judiciary. Need to focus on adaptation of ADRs. Measures, ADRs. एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, गवर्नमेंट और गवर्नमेंट मेजर्स होना चाहिए। नेशनल लिटिगेशन पॉलिसी चाहिए। ऑल इंडिया जुडिशियल सर्विस is an important steps to improve the what do you say, to bring new talent into judiciary, to increase the number of judges, further improve use of technology in investigation and justice and judiciary. Here role of public is also important, where they need to focus on adapting ADRs, ठीक है, adopting ADRs, ठीक है, ADRs, and ultimately in conclusion definitely you can write with respect to that right to speedy trial, right to speedy and fair trial is a fundamental right and a tool to achieve social justice in the society. Very good. Better tools such as forensic science, forensic labs, ये भी लिख सकते हो. Another measure what we have taken with respect to speeding up the cases investigation is CCTNS, crime control. What is CCTNS? Can anyone tell me? Crime and criminal tracking network and system. Very good. In the public pre-consultative measures चाहिए. मतलब before going into litigation there should be a pre-litigation step चाहिए, where both the litigants can come together and address the issues. Judiciary में you can write we need more benches, Supreme Court के benches, so that we are able to have access. Yes, ठीक है. ठीक है. एंड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ मल्लीमत कमिटी रिपोर्ट, आप जब आज द क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स हम देंगे ना, फ्रॉम देयर ऑल्सो यूल गेट वेरियस पॉइंट्स. सो इंश्योर जो भी नया पॉइंट्स मिल रहा है फ्रॉम द क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स, डेली क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस के लिए, वो ऐड टू योर नोट्स, ऐड टू योर नोट्स, ऐड टू योर नोट्स. ठीक है, ऐड टू योर नोट्स. ठीक है, ठीक है. चलेगा? एवरीवन इज देयर विथ मी? एवरीवन, एवरीवन, very good. You can also write this synergistic approach between executive, judiciary and to resolve lethargy, procedural lethargy. ठीक. Everyone is there. Me give me thumbs up so that अब अगर आप यहाँ तक हो, because जो next topic लेने वाले हैं और भी important है, and definitely इस पर question आने वाला है इस बार, definitely इस बार, और next year भी it's an important topic. Everyone. What I'm seeing is few people have left, but see, it's a slow, it's a process. If you follow the right process, result मिलेगा. आज के लेक्चर के बाद you will be able to think in a multi-dimensional perspective. Everyone. चलेगा? Everyone, I want everyone, क्योंकि it's not just a GS2 lecture. मैं यही बोलूंगा, it's not just a GS2 lecture. हम GS1 को भी इसमें लिंक कर रहे हैं, GS4 को भी लिंक कर रहे हैं. कोर हमारा ये है, लेकिन अगर ये टॉपिक्स आ रहे हैं तो we cannot miss. See, we'll not tell you कि which topics are, because what you'll do is you'll read and you'll stop thinking. We just want you to believe in us. अगर आप इस प्रोसेस में बिलीव करोगे, you'll see a result. ठीक. Any new point, if you get any new point, you can always share to me on this Telegram number. अगर आपको लग रहा है मुझसे कोई, see, I am also a human being, I can also make mistake. If you find कि कुछ नया points मिल रहा है, add to this, मतलब you send me, I'll add to the group. चले? ठीक. चलो, next important thing is there was a horrible incident which happened in Delhi, and मतलब with respect to what is happening in our society, and I thought to link that event, that criminal event, to a ethics topic, and it's important that you should know this important topic. बहुत important. I want everyone's attention here for next few minutes, and that is, if you see, there was an incident where 18-year-old was stabbed on Delhi street, and passerby again turn a blind eye. So if you see how our values of our society are degrading, ठीक है, कितना लेवल का डिग्रेडेशन हो रहा है वैल्यूज का इन आवर सोसाइटी. And you need to understand the ethical background of this event. It is not just a societal event, but what I consider it is linked to our ethics. So basically, if you see ethics mein, you have human values, एक chapter. That's why I've told you to carry the thing is human values mein, one of the important values which you should know, a set of values, is with respect to empathy, sympathy, compassion. ठीक है. And what we've seen is there has been degradation of these values in our society. So in next topic, what we'll be doing in today's topic is we'll understand what is, because see, जब तक आप GS2 को ethics के साथ लिंक नहीं करोगे, आपका मल्टी डायमेंशनल पर्सपेक्टिव नहीं आएगा. आपको ये टॉपिक भी साइमल्टेनियसली पता चाहिए, बिकॉज इट्स लिंक टू करंट अफेयर्स, एंड डेफिनेटली मेंस में नेक्स्ट ईयर, दिस ईयर ये क्वेश्चन आएगा. सो व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड बाय सिंपैथी, एम्पैथी, कंपैशन? थिंक फॉर 2 minutes. सिंपैथी, एम्पैथी, कंपैशन कितने लोगों को पता है? ठीक, एवरीवन थिंक. No one is going to write, everyone is going to think. See, first day you will think यार बहुत सारे points हो रहे हैं, stress पड़ रहा है दिमाग में. एग्जाम में यही होने वाला है. You would have 20 questions and you have to think on every topic. अगर आप सोचना नहीं स्टार्ट करोगे ना, मेंस नहीं करने वाला है. On the spot सोचना and to try to recollect things whatever already you know is a practice you need to do every day. ठीक है? $667 एनकाउंटर्स मैं फिर से शेयर कर दूंगा डेटा while we revise. ठीक है. In last 5 years, what we have seen is 667 encounters by police. So basically, what we have seen is सबसे पहले आता है sympathy. Sympathy is what? Feeling pity or sorrow for someone else hardships. After prelims, this year's prelims, your parents must have shown sympathy to you. I can understand what you must be feeling. ये हो गया sympathy. Next आता है empathy. Your friends might be telling यार I can understand, I am feeling the same thing यार. Feeling the pain. क्योंकि I am also feeling the same thing because paper ही इतना difficult था. मेरा भी बुरा गया, तुम्हारा भी बुरा गया. I can understand. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट आता है बेसिकली एम्पैथी इज एबिलिटी टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड फील द सेम पेन और हैव द सेम फीलिंग फॉर अनदर पर्सन. अब इंडिया में क्या हो रहा है, ये दोनों धीरे धीरे मतलब पहले कंपैशन कम हुआ, अब सिंपैथी एंड एम्पैथी भी कम हो रहा है. अब कंपैशन क्या है? कंपैशन इज गोइंग बियॉन्ड सिंपैथी. गोइंग बियॉन्ड सिंपैथी इट मींस दैट you just do not feel it, feel for the suffering, but try to elevate their pain. Try to work like what Target UPSC is trying to do. ठीक है. अब what has happened in our society is, but if you see this, if you can plot, what we have is sympathy, empathy, compassion. And apart from compassion, the next thing what you need to know is altruism. Altruism. So what is altruism? ये सिर्फ compassion या compassion important नहीं, altruism भी पता चाहिए. आज क्या हो रहा है? altruism कहाँ था? 1950s में था, 1850s में था. All social reformers, altruism. महात्मा ज्योतिबाई फुले, सावित्रीबाई फुले, great personalities. Selfless work. Selfless work towards well-being of others. That was altruism. Definitely the kind of hardships they had to go, and still they worked for the poor. Mother Teresa, that is altruism. That is not compassion. Compassion के ऊपर आता है altruism. Baba Amte gave their life for the well-being of others. Presently what we are seeing is ये तो कहीं है ही नहीं आज society. What we are seeing is compassion भी कम हो रहा है. Slowly we are degrading towards there won't be any sympathy and compassion. Sympathy and empathy. So the case, with respect to Delhi murder cases, there was no action, there was no efforts. Though आज हम feel कर रहे हैं कि she might have gone through lot of pain, but did the society take action? It did not take action. It did not take action. It did not take action. तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. ठीक है. ये आपको एग्जाम्पल समझना है. मदर टेरेसा इज नॉट कंपैशन बट गोज बियॉन्ड कंपैशन. दैट इज अल्ट्रुइज्म. बाबा आमटे. सोनू सूद इज कंपैशन. सोनू सूद इज कंपैशन. शी इज नॉट गिवन हिज लाइफ. ठीक है, उसको लगा कि आज द माइग्रेंट्स आर फेसिंग अ प्रॉब्लम. कंपैशन क्यों? मदर टेरेसा आई वुड कॉल अल्ट्रुइज्म, बियॉन्ड कंपैशन. बियॉन्ड कंपैशन. तो ये डायग्राम हमेशा ड्रॉ कर. मेरी हैंडराइटिंग, मेरे डायग्राम्स पुअर है, बट आई नो यू गाइज आर डूइंग, मतलब you are good at diagrams, handwriting, spellings. My pronunciation is not good, so I would like to accept that. I am trying to improve, but ठीक है. Yeah. So ठीक है. Example, civil servant का अगर आप example दोगे with respect to compassion, you must know about Prashant Nair, IAS officer in Kerala, who started a free food program. Free food program. Then you can write S.R. Sankaran, who gave significant part of his salary for education of marginalized children. That is compassion. ठीक है. ठीक है. Now think, why do we need compassion in us? Why do we need compassion? Why do we need compassion? Think for 3 minutes. Think for 3 minutes. इंपॉर्टेंट है या नहीं टॉपिक्स? जीएस सिलेबस में है या नहीं है टॉपिक? एवरीवन? थिंक. Are you able to link between current affairs, between different topics of syllabus? And जब the best part of these lectures is audio visual memory. याद रहेगा, मेरे हर एक वर्ड याद रहेगा. कल जाके अल्ट्रुइज्म किसी को पूछ लिया, डिफरेंस बिटवीन कंपैशन एंड अल्ट्रुइज्म. आपको इंडिविजुअल एक्ट भी याद करना है कंपैशन का. जो भी आपने कंपैशनेट काम किया है, मोहन ऐड 2 minutes. Everyone has to write tonight. Think, yet start doing compassion, any activity which is matlab, what do you say, you should have your one personal example with respect to compassion. Everyone has to have an example. And try to think why compassion is important from societal perspective. It's important from individual perspective. जब भी ethics का आंसर लिखो, any value you have to think from this perspective. Why it is important from administrative perspective, and why it is important from, मतलब here you can also think about a corporate thing. मतलब I'll try to tell you, link this later. लेकिन ठीक है, इतना तो try करो. Individual, administration, society. जब भी हम क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम का टॉपिक लेंगे, मतलब अगर हमने ये टॉपिक लिया है, वी हैव एन एग्जांपल व्हिच इज अ वेरी हार्ड हिटिंग एग्जांपल. वी जस्ट कैन नॉट लुक इट फ्रॉम perspective of why crimes in India are rising, what is the reason for that crime, but you have to look it from GS4 perspective. Is what we have seen is, ठीक, yesterday we had an amazing, मतलब I'll share an important interview tomorrow. मतलब बहुत amazing एक, we have a topper. I'd like to share his story tomorrow, so you make sure you're there on our YouTube channel. ठीक. Why compassion as a value? Compassion as a value is important in a society. Compassion. Why compassion is important? Because compassion promotes social cohesion and empathy. It promotes inclusivity. It sets positive example for others. It helps in conflict resolution and peaceful coexistence. It helps to alleviate the suffering of vulnerable sections. ठीक है. There would be social cohesion, social harmony if we have compassion in the society. This is the reason why we need to protect, promote. ठीक है. See, many students ask, sir, notes क्यों नहीं मिलते? Notes इसलिए नहीं मिलते because if we give you notes, you would not think, you would not write, your speed would not increase. Initially slow लगेगा, धीरे धीरे इतने फास्ट लिखोगे, एग्जाम में याद करोगे मुझे. ठीक है. ठीक है. Next is for an individual, it is important. If you do a social work, if you do a good work, try to do a good work today, and it would give you happiness. It would give you sense of well-being. It would give you a sense of satisfaction. It is not just important for society, but it is for self also. It is for being happy also. Imagine the greatest happiness is not in collecting wealth, but distributing wealth. So if you see Maslow's theory, so it's given what are the steps, what are the stages of happiness. The first thing what you need to achieve, what you plan to achieve is roti, kapda, makan. You think if you achieve this, you will be happy. Then you think what you need is social, social recognition. You need more money. Before that, you need more money for your future generation. After that, what you think is social recognition. Here, politicians are there. And last में सबसे ज़्यादा आता है are who focus on self upliftment. मतलब जो सब कुछ दान कर देता है. बिल गेट्स, ठीक है. Bill Gates, why is working for, after earning billions of rupees, he should own an island, relax, chill. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. It promotes self awareness also. It improves mental health also. ठीक है. सेंस ऑफ पर्पस आता है लाइफ को, अपलिफ्टमेंट होता है, सेंस ऑफ पर्पस एंड फुलफिलमेंट होता है. ठीक है. Administratively, why it is important? Administration में why do we need compassion? ठीक है. अगर compassion and tolerance are important values, if you do not have, these are the base values if you want to achieve inclusive growth, because it focuses on ensuring that the benefits reaches every society, the most vulnerable sections. वो कब आएगा अगर administration में compassion ही नहीं है? Can we have this? No. It is important to achieve welfare state. It is important to achieve social justice. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. Dalai Lama has said an important quote, लिख के लो. Dalai Lama, compassion is the key that unlocks the door to a meaningful and fulfilling life. ठीक है. Next is compassion is the key that unlocks the door to meaningful and fulfilling life. ठीक है. Next important thing is, अब you need to understand why we are seeing degrading, मतलब diminishing compassion in the society. क्या reason है? Think for 2 minutes. क्यों degradation हो रहा है compassion? Why we have diminishing of compassion in our society? कुछ reasons बताओ. Think. What we have done is we have tried to compile multiple points from various websites. So I'm also able to think about a point. So ultimately what my aim is, आपको filtered content मिले from multiple sources, so that your job is easy. You are able to think. You have all the points you have written in the classroom. You have thought over it. You have listened to me. You have written it. Permanent memory में जाएगा. Next time compassion पर topic आँख बंद के start कर दोगे लिखना कि what is compassion, diagram draw कर दोगे, compassion में altruism का difference लिख दोगे, why it is important, society, individual and administration. Next is reasons. Think. लिखना नहीं है, आपके 1/3 पार्ट में लिखना है. क्या रीजंस है बताओ? क्या रीजंस है? First and most important, what I think is rising individualism in the society. And this has happened because of globalization or Western values. Everyone is thinking about themselves. ठीक है? Competition, again, rising competition. We have Chatur. ठीक है? ठीक है? What we have seen is rising digital disconnect. So people are more focused on social media. They're more inclined to technology, social media. So the human interaction have reduced a lot. Human interaction. Digital disconnect. Fear is also one of the reasons. ठीक है? And one of the other term which was in use was with respect to empathy fatigue. What we have seen is there's so many distressing stories is we have been मतलब इतने सारे रोज नेगेटिव न्यूज सुन रहे हैं हम. ठीक है? So that over the time क्या होता है, we become acclimatized to it. हम insensitive develop हो रही है. Insensitivity because so many negative news we are listening to. Rising materialism, individualism, ये हमेशा बोल सकते हो. Competition and मतलब lack of time is also seen as one of the other reasons. Lack of time is also seen as one of the other reasons. Another important reason is lack of awareness of lack of ethical awareness about these values. Ethical awareness. Why do we need these values? Ethical awareness ही नहीं है. ठीक है? ठीक है? Next is how do you inculcate compassion in a society? Question इस तरीके से भी आ सकता है. Give me a moment. How do you inculcate compassion? There has to be a greater role of educational institutions. Education, basically schools and parents. ठीक है? We need to cultivate self-awareness about important values such as compassion. Awareness ही नहीं है लोगों को कि why we need to help the society, why we need to help everyone in our society. ठीक है? We need to develop a culture of compassion in various organization. Be it private organization, government organization, we need to develop that culture. We need to support activities which are linked to compassion. ठीक है? एक culture of compassion develop करना पड़ेगा पूरे society में, पूरे organizations, across various organizations. Every individual has to practice empathy. मतलब from today onwards try to do at least one good action in a day. Until someone tells you to do that, you would not do that. Recognition and felicitation of compassionate activities across sectors. We need to recognize such activities. We need to celebrate them. We need to help them. You must have seen a few years, 1 or 2 years back, there was an event when a girl or a boy who who fell on a railway track, and there was a rail coming on, a railway coming from the other side, and the person, he was a railway employee, he directly jumped on the track, saved the girl, and he was celebrated across internet, social media. So we need to promote such activities. We need to promote such activities. Through use of media and social media and cinemas. Very good point, Ritu Meena. Very good point. Okay? So this is all you need to do. You need to do. What all did we do today? आज क्या क्या देखा हमने? We understood. Let's revise. Criminal justice system देखा. We saw what is it, what are the pillars, what is the aim, why मतलब data which shows there is degrading criminal justice system. We saw impact. We also saw reasons for rise in crimes in India. One of the impact of poor criminal justice system was pendency of cases. We saw reasons, we saw facts, we saw data, we saw solutions taken by government, and we saw way forward, and we saw compassion. ठीक है, समझ आया?